You know, there's something that's hardly ever mentioned. I think it's extremely important when it comes to prepping, and that's taking care of our elderly. You know, helping them, they have their own needs. So we're gonna go over this step by step, and the first thing we're gonna go over is food and water.
Yeah, one of the things you need to pay attention to is their dietary needs. Check for food allergies. Check for diabetic diet restrictions. But
Are you saving the right stuff? You might be saving the stuff for yourself, but are you saving it for them?
yeah, store foods that they can easily chew and swallow. Keep familiar foods in your pantry that they will actually eat. So, have nutritional drinks if they normally use them. My mom's drinking those right now, so you make sure you have a couple cases of those in your pantry. Make sure cups and dishes are easy for them to hold. Cups with lids and straws maybe, because they may have shaky hands and they might drop their cups. Keep drinking water in easily reachable places for them. Don't make it hard for them to squat down or have to climb up. And know whether or not they have doctor-ordered fluid restrictions, because that's a big one.
Don't just grab their little container they have with all their pills and call it good. You want to have the list. You want to have a current list of all the medication that they have. Also, make sure you know where that's located in their home, because they may be scared. And include the medication name, the dosage, and the time taken, because a lot of them are taken at different times, and what it's for. You got to know what the medication's for. Have the prescribing doctor's information. So if you're able to reach out and ask for information, you can get that from the doctor. Also, early on, like if this is a family member, organize it with the doctor. I give the okay so you can share. So you want to have that information also. And also the pharmacy. Make sure you know what pharmacy they use. Bring the original medicine bottles, like I said, if possible. Also the refrigeration. Some of them have to be refrigerated. And so make sure that if you plan on having somebody stay with you, figure out, how am I going to keep this cold? Because they need that. And if you're going to be out of power for a week, 2 weeks, are you capable of keeping it cold? And also have the list of their conditions, and also definitely their allergies, and have all their insurance information, their Medicare and everything. And then medical equipment, the CPAP. Make sure you have backup battery that will run that. Also the oxygen equipment, they have that. Nebulizers and medications, the blood, all their strips, all that, all their insulin supplies, the hearing aids, you got to have their batteries. Make sure you have the batteries, a way of charging them. Know how do they work. Also, if they have an electric wheelchair, what are you going to do if you're out of power? Are you able to charge it? I would go to their house and I'd practice.
Make sure they can safely use the bathroom. A lot of elderly need help. Consider a raised toilet seat. Even just don't have it on your toilet all the time, but have it in the backup stash, so in case they do come over, you have one. Consider safety rails in the shower and along the toilet so they can help themselves up, because that is very important. Have adult briefs, extra wipes, disposable gloves. Have disposable bed and chair pads, because they might have an accident at night that you can't get to them, or they can't get up. You might be out cold, asleep, and you just can't get to them.
Yep.
Have barrier cream or skin protection products. Keep extra toilet paper. Keep plenty of trash bags and sealable bags.
Yeah. This list is starting to get kind of complicated. There will be a link down in the description where you'll be able to download this whole list. And then next thing we want to go over is the bathing and personal hygiene. Make sure that they can, you want to keep things as normal. Like I always say, in an emergency, try to keep things as normal as you possibly can. And one thing you can do is let them have showers. If your water's running, let them have a shower, but make sure they can get in.
So they don't slip.
And also, if they can't get those wipes, you can wipe them down. You can give them basically a
bed bath.
A bed bath, yes. Also, the no rinse shampoo or baby shampoo, extra washcloths, towels. Also have kits set up with their toothpaste, toothbrush, and the dentures. You have your denture cleaner, whatever they need, all that stuff. Find out what they need. And then moisturizers for their skin, because when people get older, their skin gets really thin and fragile.
Yeah, it does.
And then also, keep their normal personal products. If they can bring as much with them, they can, that's the best. But always make sure you have a backup. So what's the next one?
Sleeping area. Make sure beds are not too high or not too low. Make it easy accessible for them. Make sure they can get out of bed safely. Avoid using low couches if they have trouble standing. And if if you can, get one of those recliners that lifts up.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier for them to get out.
But make sure that they're able to get out of it if there's no power.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah. Keep their cane and walker within reach. Have extra pillows to help them sleep normally or elevated. Use a waterproof mattress cover if needed, because everybody has an accident.
Yep.
Keep flashlights near the bed.
But if you have like a little flashlight, just to have next to their bed at all times when they're sleeping, it'll keep them from panicking.
Or a headlight.
Yep, or headlight.
Yeah. Install night lights or motion lights. And just keep clear, open paths for them to get down the hallways, to the bathrooms, back into bed. Just make sure there's no obstructions.
Yep. And the next thing we have to, consider is fall prevention. I mean, you really have to be careful, because the last thing you want is to have the person fall while you're taking care of them.
Yeah.
So you remove all loose throw rugs. First thing, bam, get rid of those. All the cords that you may have, get rid of those. Reduce the clutter. Always, if you can, get to lights. Even if you have power failure, try to give them a nice lighted area to walk through. Make sure all the furniture is stable. Also have some extra shoes, slippers, things like that. And remember to keep their slippers and their shoes next to their bed when they sleep, in case they have to get up in the middle of the night. So, and then also, make sure that they're aware if you have pets, but they probably are if they come to your house. And then clearly mark any steps. Like if you have steps going outside, make sure that they don't just kind of blend into each other. So if they walk down them, they'll fall. Okay, what's the next one?
Mobility. Make sure they bring their cane, a walker, as we mentioned previously, their wheelchair, scooter if needed, braces or prosthetics, cushions for their wheelchair, chargers, spare batteries. Check whether they can safely climb steps.
Get into your vehicle. Think about that. How are you going to get them to your house? So make sure you're able
to load it up
in your car. Have that figured out first too, because that's a big one. And
have a magnifying glass if that's helpful for them.
Okay, now we got to think about the weather. If it's hot or cold, have extra blankets for them, have warm socks for them, have extra clothing for them.
Yeah, because one thing you really want to do is make sure they're comfortable and they feel safe.
Yep.
You don't want them panicking.
And speaking of panicking, think about this. What if they have dementia? Mm-hmm. What if they have, Alzheimer's or other memory confusion?
Yeah, just being in a different area than they're used to, a different home.
Also, make sure you have them grab some family photos,
Yeah, to keep them comfort.
Also, if they have pets.
Yes.
Got to take care of the puppy,
Bring their pets with them, because that's a sense of comfort for them.
However, what I would have is I would go in their house. I'd say, what kind of food do they have? Have an extra bag of that, anything else they have. And also, they may forget though. Remember, they could be, a lot of animals are on medication. So make sure you have that. Any bedding. If they sleep in a little
crate.
kennel or whatever.
Crate,
yeah, a little crate. Make sure they have that,
And if they have certain crafts, bring those. Puzzles. If they like to read a book, bring that. If they crochet, bring those items.
And think of it this, here's a little thing to ask yourself. If an elderly family member or friend called tonight and said, I can't safely stay here, can I come to your house? Would you be ready?
Yeah.
Do you have what they can eat? Do you have the medications they need? Can they go safely into your house? Can they use your bathroom? Do they have something appropriate for them to sleep? Can they operate their medical equipment during a power outage? Can we keep them warm or cool? Can we evacuate them along with ourselves? Do we have enough supplies for their personal needs? Now, along those lines, I think it is time for Belinda's trivia for the day.
Did you know that about 80% of the elderly adults have at least one chronic health condition? That can make them more vulnerable during disasters or emergencies. In 2023, adult age 65 and older were 2.5 times more likely to die in a fire than the general population, according to the U.S. Fire and Administration.
So remember now that we have a link to this list down in the description. So if you want that, if you have any questions, any comments, of course, we love those. Make
Yes,
sure you
we
leave them.
do.
Yes, we do. Hello, my name is Wayne,
I'm Belinda.
and we're Normal Prepping.
And thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for watching.